Next one I have for you guys is no matter who the quarterback is, you buying or selling that the Pittsburgh Steelers will make it back to the playoffs in 2022. Now let's go with Justin first.
You know, I'm going to sell on this one too. I really think it's the AFC West that's going to produce multiple, probably three playoff teams: Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers in any order. Broncos being the odd team out there. The Steelers should be a good team. I just don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs. They're gonna beat the Steelers. I mean, they're always competitive. Mike Tomlin keeps them competitive. They win games. I think the Bengals are gonna win the division and make the playoffs. But no, I wouldn't say hard sell. I'm selling it. Maybe they gel. They get something out of Pickens. I mean, there's a lot of chemistry building that needs to be done there. Honestly, I love the coaching staff. I love the organization. This could change by the end of the year. It's just a sell for me right now.
Okay. All right, Jay, you buying or selling?
I'm selling as well. I'm selling it. That division is too tough for them alone. Let alone again, like Justin's point, you have the AFC West. The Bengals are going to win that division, and then you got the Browns and the Ravens, right? So that's tough. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough division. Granted, the Browns are going to be without Deshaun Watson until week 12, right? But unfortunately, they're still a better team, I think, with Jacoby Brissett than the Steelers are going to be with Pickett or Trubisky. So I'm selling that team. Like Justin said, to his point, they got some chemistry to build there. Give them a season. Got the resurging Ravens though to get ahead of. It's just too tough. They got 6 tough games in their own division. I see them maybe at best going 500.
All right, so you're both selling. I'm going to be the odd man out on this one. I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy that the Pittsburgh Steelers make it back to the playoffs. I think that whether they go with Trubisky or Kenny Pickett, Mike Tomlin knows how to coach. I don't think he's going to ask them to do anything outside of what they're capable of doing. He's going to rely on his defense, going to rely on his playmakers, Najee Harris, to kind of spearhead that in the running game. I think they have a solid tight end in Freiermuth, whoever the quarterback is, whether it's Pickett or Trubisky, can rely on. We know it's not going to be Mason Rudolph, that's for sure. He's going to be the backup or the number 3. So I just think that Mike Tomlin is that good of a coach that he's going to find a way to get his team into the playoffs, just like he did last year with a hobbled Big Ben. They still found a way. They needed some help from the Chargers coach, who, in my opinion, he's too smart for his own good sometimes. Because had they just tied the game, then the Steelers wouldn't have made the playoffs. So, they got some help, but they made the playoffs nonetheless. Okay, and I think again with a mobile quarterback who can move around, maybe make a few plays here and there, that's just going to give them an added dynamic. I agree with you. Cleveland is definitely, they have a possibility to make the playoffs. I think if Deshaun wasn't suspended, or if he was only suspended the 6 games instead of 11, then I would probably be on the sell side with you guys. But I think that 11 games gives Pittsburgh enough of a head start to where they have a good chance to make it back to the playoffs before Cleveland really finds their stride. I think Cleveland's going to struggle. I disagree that Cleveland is a better team with Jacoby Brissett than Pittsburgh is. I think I think if Jacoby Brissett was the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns the whole year, the Browns would be the worst team in the division.
They're still the worst team in the division.
That's what even with Pickett starting, that's my opinion. I think that he still makes the Steelers better than the Browns. So I'm going to buy and say the Steelers find a way to squeak in. Don't forget, there's 7 playoff teams now. So even if 3 teams go from the AFC West, all right, that still leaves one more spot after you take away the other division winners.
It's true.
So obviously, I think, like you said, Miami's got a good chance to make it in there. The AFC North, it could be 3 teams from the AFC North, and it might not include Pittsburgh. Who knows about the AFC South? Who knows about that division, right? We think Indianapolis is going to be the only team to make the playoffs, but Tennessee getting Derrick Henry back. They lost some receivers, but they're getting Derrick Henry back, and that dude right there is a beast. So, it really is gonna, the AFC is stacked like we talked about. So it's gonna be fun to
Yeah.
watch, that's for sure. But I'm buying.
I would put Miami. I would actually take Miami as that 7th team. That would be my
Okay.
pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All right. Well, you guys are selling. I'm buying. All right. We finally disagreed on something. Now we can get started.